Hey there, how's it going? This morning I got in my run, so that brings us to 1,010 days of consistent running, keeping that running streak alive. So after my first video, one of the questions I received was, what do I do to keep my running streak going and not get injured? And of course, that's an important question for everyone who's going through any type of endurance activity, but of course, a running streak. And so, taking a quick inventory of what my weekly routine looks like, thought I'd share what are the 5 things that I do consistently currently that I believe has helped with keeping my running streak going. So also want to acknowledge that I've been fortunate to not have significant injuries when it comes to broken bones or knees. I have experienced a fair share of overuse injuries, but I have not experienced some of those traumatic injuries. The second thing is we all have our unique biomechanics and foot strike patterns and a bit of different solutions when it comes to footwear. So I just want to acknowledge that we're all unique in that way. And so these are the 5 things that I've done that add into my routine that have been helpful, and I hope they inspire and perhaps give you some ideas. So the first thing that is important in my routine is, of course, starts with premium gear. So that starts with quality footwear, shoe, sock, insole for me, and then the rest of the head to toe solutions, the apparel, hydration when it comes to those really warm months, especially if you're training here in the Southeast, or the visibility gear, depending on if you're running early in the morning like I do. That tends to be, when it comes to routine and family and work responsibilities, that I do get my work in early in the morning, and that's critical. So first is gear. The second thing is a proper strength routine. And so I've been doing a strength routine. Actually, some of the exercise date back to when I was still in college when it comes to my strength routine. But the strength routine is a good core series and then some hip and lower leg exercises. My goal is to do them 3 times a week. It takes about 30 minutes. And so I have that in place. That's the second piece. The third is consistently stretching. And I've shared a short video before in the past when I talk about, hey, at times I'll stop 10 minutes into a run once my muscles are warmed up and get in some dynamic movements and some static stretching, especially after a long run or a really tough workout where I'm feeling tight and sore. So consistent stretching, whether it's during a run, whether it's bringing massage tools, massage gun in your backpack on the way to work, or just in your day-to-day to have some of those handy tools that help with stretching and recovery. The other area that's critical, and I found, and it's unique, is the value of compression. And what I mean by compression is compression socks and sleeves, graduated compression socks and sleeves. And while I recognize that it's a significant investment, that recovery boots with compression have been an area that I've worked into the routine as well. And so while I'll do the strength routine 3 times a week, for the other days of the week that I don't do the strength routine, I fill that with the recovery boots in the evening time. I could be doing some work or reading, studying other areas, and have those boots on and go through a 20 to 30 minute cycle and experience the benefits of that. The final thing I'd argue is probably the most important, not even probably, at least I believe, and I think many would agree, is the importance of nutrition and looking at your macros, the proteins, your carbs, what are you eating throughout the day? One area that I neglected a good bit, and I have for years, is fueling my run. What am I having before my run, during my run, in that 20 to 30 minutes after the run? That's critical to get in some nutrition, particular protein. And so I've really focused on consistency in that area of my fuel. I have some favorite products that I use, but fueling the run, also fueling throughout the day. I found that has helped with recovery. It's helped with just feeling sharper and smoother during the runs. So those are the 5 areas that I have found valuable so far, but it's also a constant. I believe this will continue to evolve. I'm hungry for more things that I can add into the routine, different exercises that I can add into my strength routine. And that's looking at the running community, looking at subject matter experts in the physical therapy, chiropractic, orthopedic, other subject matter experts that consistently also explore solutions that are helpful, that I'm hungry to learn and will no doubt continue to add to the weekly routine. So the next series of videos I thought would be helpful to dive a little deeper into, well, what is the gear you use? What I do use several shoes in my rotation throughout the week. What are those shoes and how do I position them? So the next series, I'll dive into those 5 specific areas that we just talked about: the gear, the strength routine, the stretching, the value of compression, and finally nutrition. So I hope that was helpful.